how you got here. You're out here swinging wildly at every enemy. It means you're moving with strategy, letting your victories speak louder than your anger. It means you've stopped trying to win their approval and started living in a way that honors your assignment.
Subscribe.
It means you've become untouchable, not because nothing tries to attack you, but because nothing can take from you. The fighter has already proven you can't lose. They thought the hit they dealt would be the final blow, but instead, it was the catalyst that unleashed the side of you they feared the most. The side that doesn't need their validation, their access, or their permission. And that chosen one is the kind of transformation they can't undo, out-talk, or outmaneuver. The game changed the moment they underestimated what a wounded but awakened you would do next. What they're going through right now isn't bad luck. It isn't just life, and it definitely isn't random. This is an invoice itemized, dated, and addressed specifically to them. Crossing a protected soul is not like crossing anyone else. The universe doesn't treat it as a minor infraction. It treats it as a breach of sacred law. Every slight, every manipulation, every careless act against you was logged in a cosmic ledger. And the thing about that ledger, it doesn't lose entries, it doesn't misfile, and it doesn't forget. They thought the delay between their actions and the consequences meant they got away with it. They laughed at the idea of karma. They assumed that because they didn't see lightning strike immediately, the skies were clear forever. But the truth is, karma doesn't always arrive with sirens. It arrives with a calculator. Every offense was measured, weighed, and assigned a cost. And when the total hit the limit, the bill went out. Now they're receiving the payment schedule. And there's no grace period, no negotiation, and no option to return the goods they stole. Imagine using a credit card that doesn't belong to you, swiping it over and over, buying things you think you're entitled to. You're enjoying yourself, stacking up experiences, showing off your new possessions. Then one day, the statement comes in the mail, and your name's at the top. That's what this is. They've been living on borrowed grace, and the interest rate was compounding the entire time. What they took from you wasn't just material, it was energy, it was trust, it was time you can't get back. And those things are sacred. When someone drains that from a chosen one, they're not just hurting a person, they're violating a system that was designed to protect what's pure. And that system responds with precision. Now they're in the fallout. Things are breaking around them that they never thought could crack. Plans are collapsing mid-step. Doors they were sure would stay open are shutting without warning. And the worst part, they can't trace it back to you. Because it's not you, it's the ledger they laughed at. You're not the collector here. The universe is. You didn't have to curse them. Didn't have to wish them harm. Didn't have to plot revenge. You simply stepped out of the way. And when you did, so did the protection they had been borrowing from your presence. That's something they'll never admit. But deep down, they feel it. The warmth is gone. The covering is gone. The open doors are gone. And here's the most sobering part for them. This isn't a quick payment plan. The consequences aren't a one and done event. This is a process. And it will keep unfolding until every single debt is repaid in full. That's why their attempts to fix things feel like pouring water into a bucket with holes. Nothing sticks. Nothing works. Because you can't patch a hole in your life when the very law you broke is the one holding the scissors. So remember this. Chosen one crossing you was never just crossing you. It was signing a contract with a system that doesn't play favorites and doesn't take bribes. And once that ink dried, the only thing left to do was wait for the knock at the door. When you were at your lowest, they didn't just watch, they enjoyed it. They sat in circles where your pain was the entertainment. They nodded along to the gossip. They smirked at the rumors. They repeated the lies, not because they believed them, but because it made them feel taller to see you down. Every stumble you had became a punchline. Every silence from you was taken as proof that you were finished. In In their minds, your fall was permanent, your chapter closed, your relevance erased. But what they didn't understand is that chosen ones don't stay down. Falls are just the setup for a rise so sharp it slices through every false word spoken against you. The rise didn't happen overnight. It started quietly, like seeds breaking through the soil. While they were busy mocking, you were busy rooting. While they were laughing, you were healing in the dark. You were rebuilding piece by piece, without announcement, without fanfare. You weren't rushing the process, you let it take its time, because you knew when the time came, your comeback wouldn't need explanation. It would speak for itself. Now that moment is here. Doors are opening for you that they swore would stay shut. Opportunities are appearing in ways that defy logic. The things they said you'd never touch are now in your hands, and they can't stand it. It's not just that you're winning, it's that your rise makes their mockery look exactly like what it was cruelty. Every cruel laugh is echoing back in their memory now, and it's not funny anymore. Every person they convinced to look down on you is now watching you move higher than any of them imagined. It's the kind of reversal that can't be faked. You didn't claw your way back by playing their games, you elevated by aligning with something they can't control. And because of that, they can't even claim credit for your transformation. They can't say they built you or helped you. They weren't part of it. If anything, they were the reason you had to rise in the first place. And now, every blessing you walk into is a reminder that their version of your story was never the truth. They try to hide their reaction, but it shows. The way they avoid your name now, the way their tone changes when someone brings you up, the way they scramble to down and play your success when others praise you. They're choking on the same air they once used to laugh at you. That's the thing about energy, it doesn't vanish. It comes back. And when it does, it often comes with interest. This isn't about revenge, it's about balance. The universe has a way of making sure the scales level out. They wanted to watch you crumble. Now they have to watch you climb.